decision you have, you take it through that filter of, okay, is this what the future Nashada would do?
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm teaching my kids from in here. I say you, boy or girl, you can do anything that you want to do.
With getting an accountant as well, that was a big step. That was definitely a big step.
Sometimes, even if I'm not good, I will say certain things over my life. I don't feel like it, but that's one thing I live by. I don't do what I feel like doing. I do what needs to be done.
In my company's growth, because everything had to go through me. Everything had to just funnel through me, right? But if I took myself out of the equation, that just opens everything up.
It's never too late to start, but why not get a head start? Gotta leave, but I'll miss you. Hey family, and welcome back to another episode of the TGP podcast. That's Generations, yeah, but spelled with 2 A's. Why? Because this podcast is different. You're different. Come on, so we stay different. That was nice, isn't it?
That was good.
Thank you very much. So today, if you're on YouTube, you can already see, but I brought him back. I brought Jonathan back for part what?
Hello. Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah.
The last episode was amazing.
Thank you.
We learned a lot about your journey, which I love because you know I'm a journey babe.
Yes, indeed.
But before we get into this, I've got a present for you.
Oh, amazing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with each guest, right, I get them a drink that reminds me of them.
And how does this remind you of me?
Because it's red.
Okay.
I'm joking. You're not red. You're not red. You're actually black. Anyway.
Indeed.
That was a good one, Nashada. Right. So, for one, this is a very sweet drink. And you actually are a very sweet person.
Come on.
Sometimes.
Okay.
And it's actually one of my favourite drinks.
Really?
It is one of my favourite drinks.
I'm one of your favourite people.
Basically, but I don't really want to say that.
There we go.
And then thirdly, I can never forget about this drink. And I can never forget about you. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you helped me so much. But that's obviously not just why. Like, you're amazing. But you can't forget people who help you. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
So this is my gift to you.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday and a happy new year.
Thank you. It's not my birthday or the new year, but I appreciate you regardless.
Stuff you talking about when you got into social media marketing. I think was it your friend that put you on? Somebody was doing it, and then you went on it, and you was like, "Oh right, like, this is easy, bro," or no?
Not necessarily. No, it was more so. As you know,
remind
I like
us.
cars.
Yes,
you know.
I know this one.
So I must have been looking at different cars on YouTube and then like,
Yeah.
people receiving their cars, right? And I was like, okay, I'm liking this one. And he's like this kind of Asian guy.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's going to go pick up his new, I think it was like a CLA or something like that. And he also had a BM, which he was also keeping, I believe. I was like, okay, young guy. I think he said he was
This
like
is
21.
Yeah.
And he was getting both of these cars and he was holding them. I was like, okay, well, he's not reselling them. What's he doing? And he said at the end he had the SMMA, which is social media marketing agency.
Okay.
And I said, that sounds good. Do you know what I mean? Or matter of fact, I didn't even think too much of it.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, okay, so that's how he makes his money.
Yeah, you just saw the lifestyle, really, innit?
Exactly. And then after that, it must have been either a couple of days later or on the same day. It was the same period of time. I must have seen someone else, just a white guy. And then he had this thing called this car called a Jaguar I-Pace, right? Which is like an electric Jaguar, 4x4. And I was like, okay, I don't usually like this car, but the way that he's got it, like the colouring and all that kind of stuff, and like the body, it's like white and black. Not the colouring, the colourway. It's like white and black.
Okay.
And I was like, well, this is kind of smooth. Like, I like the way they spec'd it out and all that kind of stuff. And then he went back to his yard and had a Porsche, which was matching in terms of the colourway. And he had a yard that was matching in terms of the colourway.
Everything matching.
And everything matching is it. And I was like, okay, so everything here is matching.
Yeah.
What is going on here? What does this guy do?
Mm.
Like, is he selling drugs? Because it looked like drug money. You see it? And then I was like, okay, what's he doing? And he said, okay, so I have a social media marketing agency.
Nice.
He said, I teach people how to run their social media marketing agencies. And I said,
Sign me up.
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that yet. I said, I remember that.
Okay.
And I looked across YouTube, started looking at all these different people, all these different gurus, as people call them, right? Social media marketing agency gurus. And then I found a couple of them that were doing their thing, and I started to follow what they were saying. But I kept going back to that white guy. I kept going back to him, until I bought his course. Nice. And I think they was even doing a deal, and I think it was usually like $750, and I paid $600 for it. Okay. And that was the most I paid for like my personal education up until that point.
How did that feel?
It felt like, because for me, when it came to 600 or any money, matter of fact, I'm spending that on trainers. I'm spending that on something else, which I can, it's like material or something like that.
That you can basically show for.
Exactly. But then for this, it's like actually invested into this.
Which is the most important, man.
It's the most important, but I wasn't seeing it. I wasn't valuing it in that way. Because of course my money, like what's it? Where your heart is, your money will be also. Where your money is, your heart will be also. Something like that.
Where your heart is, your treasures are there also.
That's it. Exactly. So that's where my treasures were in the material stuff, but it wasn't in my mind
at all.
So I was like, oh yeah, we've got J1s on today. You know what I mean? What you got?
I got Fs.
AF1s, is it? And they're clean. Very important.
I'm a clean girl.
Ladies, keep your trainers clean, and man them too. I'm not forgetting you. So yeah, and then I saw that a lot of these other agency owners were doing their thing, but this guy was serious, so I got his course. After I got his course, it kind of teaches you the basics of the whole agency side of things, right? So the social media marketing agency and like the legals and stuff. So actually setting up a company and how you get started, the mindset of it too.
Really?
Actually had a component of mindset.
That's good, because I think most courses don't have that.
I don't know. I've only done a couple.
Mindset.
I've only done a couple. Some of them are really specific on, like, let's say for example, outreach, or some of them are really specific on a certain part of it, but this teaches you everything. Or it was good. For me, I used it as like a starting block. Yeah. So to some people, because I didn't even end up using the skills that he actually taught. Oh, really? So he was teaching cold calling.
Okay,
and
just
I'm not trying to, because this guy, he came from like a sales background, right? I'm like, I'm not just trying to pick up the phone and then call people that don't even want to hear from me. 100%. I don't even do that in real life. Why am I doing that here? So I was like, okay, cool, let me do it a different way. And then I found other people on YouTube doing it a different way, and I started following what they were doing. But then that course gave me, like, I never look at that as like it was a scam, because I don't understand how people look at things as a scam if it doesn't work out for them.
Fair. Well, that's why, innit?
You see, there you go.
That is why.
But you see, what's it now? That thing you were telling me that you did at one point. What was it?
Oh, network marketing.
Network marketing. Oh, gosh, I used to look at it as a scam. Yeah. Because I spoke to people who thought it was a scam.
But it's not. It's not.
But it's not a scam.
I see why people think it, but it's not.
Some of the companies are scam companies, innit? Yeah. But then the actual business model isn't. Like what they're doing is, what it should be is you're selling something which is actually valuable. Yeah. So it shouldn't even really be selling. You're just providing it to someone.
And life's actually all about selling.
That's it.
I learned that the other day.
Exchange of value. Yeah. Exchange of value. That's literally it. So yeah, I realized that I didn't want to do it that way, the cold calling way. So I found someone else to do it through YouTube, and that wasn't a paid course. But then the paid course is kind of what started it off. And that's basically the start of it.
Okay, so is this the start of what is now Reidentify? Or
not? Yeah, this is the start of Reidentify.
Okay, so walk us through, how did Reidentify start? Actually, first of all, what is it?
Reidentify is a personal branding and podcasting agency. And then I come up with that name recently, because I used to say it's a podcasting agency, but it wasn't just podcasting. Okay. Then I used to say it's a podcasting and personal branding agency, or podcast and personal branding agency. Yeah. But then when people ask me, oh yeah, what do you do? I say, I run a podcast and personal branding agency. Therefore, I ran a podcast and a personal branding agency. So there were two different things. Yeah. So I started putting personal branding agency or personal branding and podcasting, like that way around, if that makes sense. Instead of podcasting and personal branding, I did
so what is it now? It's a personal
branding and podcasting agency.
Podcasting agency.
Yes. That basically, it didn't even start like that. So it started like off the marketing side. So I started helping people with their organic social media and such, like managing their Instagrams, managing their LinkedIns.
And this is them like personally, right? Or like their brand or their business.
So usually it would be them personally, but then this is actually using the skills that I got in my apprenticeship, which was before.
Yes, we did speak about that.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so my apprenticeship, I was learning these kind of skills because I was helping out the CEO of the company.
Just joining on this episode, what was your apprenticeship?
Oh, you go watch the other episode if you haven't watched it yet. So it was a digital marketing apprenticeship. Okay, yeah. And that was at an insurance innovation consultancy firm, company, whatever. So I did that there, and I was running the CEO's LinkedIn and the company's LinkedIn. Okay. Well, I was doing that in conjunction with someone else. Big up him, by the way. Big up Sam. And I used those skills that I had there and transferred them into just doing it for clients after that. So and then in that period of time where they said, oh yeah, we don't need you. And I was like, okay, let me just do my own thing. Yeah. They said it in a nice way, of course. Yeah. Let me do my own thing. I was saying, okay, what have I learned there that can apply to this? And there was a lot of things that I learned there.
Okay. So you seen this white guy, buy his course, use it, then realize you don't really want to do it that way. Then you go to YouTube, find gurus, and find a way that you want to do it. Yeah. Then you start the business, or are there a gap?
So my business, I started the business before this. Like I started the business when I got the course, because it taught you how to set up like a limited company and all that kind of stuff there. And then the business was called Reidentify. Like it took a while to come up with a name, innit?
And oh my gosh, guys, I figured it out today. Do you know, it's so random.
It's crazy how you just figured it out.
It's not obvious.
Yes, it is.
No, it's actually not. No.
I wanted it to be smooth, like me. So that's why I wanted it to be Reidentify.
Anyway.
Reidentify.
Like, okay, I don't know why. I think I was just... Actually, no, I know what I was thinking about it, but I can't tell you because it's a surprise, yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ooh, surprise.
Yeah.
And I was like, Reidentify. Read. R-E-I, like,
That's
hyphen, I-D. Identify.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So
and the logo has an R and an I.
Yeah. And I think it's the way I broke it down was I was like, how can I use my last name in this? Because I want to make my last name like a legacy in it. So I was like, okay, how can I use my last name in my brand? And I said, right, so we have my last name, which is Reid. What word does Reid go into?
Yeah.
There's not many.
Literally.
And I saw Reidentify, or I saw Reidentify, right? Or so Reidentify,
right.
which breaks down to Reidentify, which means Reid creates. So Entify means to create, right?
So Reid creates.
There you go. So Reid creates. I create what? I create whatever I want, right? And then Reidentify means to re-identify. And I said, okay, cool. I want to re-identify people with their vision, re-identify people with their brand. And then that's what I did. So I kind of got the word and I just produced meaning from it. It didn't come from meaning. I just took meaning from it when I saw that was an option.
This is why I'd insert Tion's going, That was solid. I really like that. Okay. So the business that you said you started, when you bought the course, that was Reidentify, yeah?
Yeah.
So from the get-go, it's always called Reidentify?
Always, yeah.
And what was
I was going through different names and that, and nothing was clicking until I heard Reidentify.
Yeah,
and it
one
I
always
feel
clicks in the end.
Exactly. There's always something that will click.
I've been through so many names for my business.
What is Peckish Petals, please?
Oh, that is my cake and catering company, please. I was going to tell them not to order, but I'm just...
Order but don't. You know the ones.
Order but don't. Like, I'm not feeling it no more. I've had it for 5 years, and it's just not it anymore. But... yeah, I've always wanted one name to kind of represent something to do with me, one to represent like God somehow. The other one I forgot. But Peckish Petals, my mum's. I don't know why I'm baiting myself up. Mum calls me Petal. It's her nickname for me. Obviously, that's not. So Peckish Petals. I thought, alliteration is great. You don't know what alliteration is? It's when the start of the letters are the same. Yeah, I learned that in English. And so I thought Peckish Petals. It's got this little Peckish Petals.
Yeah.
So I just did that. The Better You Home. I don't even know how that came about.
I mean, it does what it says on the tin.
I think, it was just quite simple. Like, I'm helping women to become better, but the vision has kind of changed now. But anyway, this is not about me. It's about you. Okay? So what was the vision for Reidentify at the start? Like, the very, very start?
At the start, it was very broad. It was just like to help people with their marketing. Like, how can I help you with marketing? How can I get your message out there?
And what is marketing?
Marketing is essentially just getting people's message out there and just showing it to like the world and their target audience. That's essentially what marketing is.
So what was the vision at the start?
That's it. Literally just help people just market. Like, I didn't know how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay, it came from a digital marketing apprenticeship. Sorry, Radiator. I came from a digital marketing apprenticeship. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, how can I translate this into business? So I said, okay, I'm just going to help people market what they do.
Okay.
And it made sense to me because I like psychology. I like human psychology.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay. So we meet this white guy.
We didn't.
We saw this white guy.
We did.
We bought his course. We went on YouTube. We figured out we didn't really like cold calling. Went on YouTube. Then Reidentify starts. And now walk me through from then to now.
And then at the same time as I was handling clients, I was doing outreach and such and getting I got like a very small, like 70. Outreach is just like reaching out to potential clients, right?
Okay. And how did you do that?
So I did that through a platform called Upwork. Which is for freelancers because I was freelancing, right? Okay. So it was just me just doing what I do.
Right.
And if anyone who's actually wants to, like any creative that wants to freelance, I would actually recommend going through Upwork. And even if you want to build a business, you can still build a business off of Upwork. I know people who do multiple 5-figure businesses off of Upwork. So it's definitely something that you can run. And not everybody will be open to you being an agency or a business on there, but then you can still do it anyway because it's just a law of averages. Because the more people that you reach out to, the more likely you will find someone who is actually open to accepting you and your business and the things that you do. And then the reason I used Upwork as well is because...
call that an abundant mindset.
What?
Well, you just said about the law of averages.
Oh, right,
yeah, because you can look at it and be like, oh, okay, people ain't going to like this, then why am I going to go on that anyway?
Yeah.
But if you look at it in terms of, I'm out there, somebody's bound to find me, even if it's one, it's better than none.
And in my opinion, there's cheats for every seat. So
you love that one, innit?
I love it. There's cheats for every seat. So like, regardless of where you are and what you're offering, there will be someone that wants it. You just 100%. Have to get it in front of the right people. Upwork, it had warm leads on there. So you have, when it comes to leads, right? I know you're about to ask me to explain it. When it comes to leads, right, there's different types, right? Okay. It's like different heats. So that's like how ready they are to buy.
Nice.
Right? Or like how far along in the buying process they are. So you have cold leads who don't know who you are. That's why they call it cold calling.
Yeah, because
it's cold. Exactly.
They want me to do that for network.
They don't know you from anywhere. So
that's that one cold. There, people who do that, I've got to give it to them because Nah.
Yeah, but it helps you with your confidence and such.
It does.
Sells.
But it's just, I barely call my friends. So it's just like.
It's just they're kind of like out of your comfort zone, which I guess helps.
It was good.
Yeah. Because you did it?
Did I? Yeah. Well, I DM'd first.
Okay.
Then said, "Oh, should we go on a call?"
Oh, network marketing, Nashada.
Network marketing, Nashada would DM everyone. I was just like, I can't believe this is me. Like, I used to roll my eyes when I see them people in my DMs. Then I found myself doing it. Then booking calls. So it would always be like me and then my mentor, and then so it'd be like my one was my mentor, but then the top of my. I have no words for it. So obviously, like, you have the owner, right? Yeah. And then after my owner, there was another guy. Yeah. And after another guy was my mentor.
It's a pyramid.
Yeah. So then I would go off my mentors.
That's what they call pyramid schemes.
Yeah. So, it would be me, my mentor, and then that person. Mm-hmm. And they did it that way because, I was actually the best of my team. I got the most people.
Come on.
I made partner in like a month. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's not about me, it's about you.
Yeah. Where were we?
Don't do that. Do not do that. Can't remember. William?
William don't even know.
Leads.
Warm leads, right. There's different types of leads, right? So cold leads. We're on cold leads, yes. So there's different types of leads, like different temperatures, right? Yeah. That's how like ready they are on the buyer process. Yeah. So cold leads, they don't know who you are, as they don't know you from Adam or Eve or whatever. They take it. And then we have warm leads. Yeah. So it's like, okay, they're open to the idea of what this is. Right. They're ready to buy, or they're kind of ready to buy. They just need to be presented with the right offer. And then hot leads, those are people that you just need to give. They just say, hey, where do I send the money? Literally. That's it, right? And that's like kind of like referrals. So let's say, for example, we have a client and they say, look, hire this person. And the reason that referrals are so strong, it's like you telling me to go to somewhere versus a stranger on the road telling me to go. I don't know if they want me to get food poisoning. I don't know what they want from me. I know that you want me to have a good meal. So that means
especially if you're a credible person.
The
other day I was with my friend Annie, and she met Victor for the first time.
Okay.
And Annie was like,
is this Annie that knows Rob?
Annie, does Annie know Rob? I don't know. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
And she was like to Victor, I took a look at your podcast because no, she didn't know Victor, but she was like, I took a look at your podcast because Nashada reposted it, and she only reposts things of value, so I knew I had to listen. So it's adding to your point.
There you go.
And she's right, I do.
Okay. Well, there you go. And it's like, okay, if you trust someone, then you're gonna listen to who they're referring you
100%,
to, and you're most likely gonna go with that person, even if they charge a little bit more. Yeah. And that's why referrals have a much higher rate of conversion than just like normal leads. Yeah.
And something I heard the other day is like you can give some money off as well for referrals. Like, say if you refer me to this person, if you book with me again or whatever, I don't know how it works, then I'll give you like £10 off or 10%.
Not even like, it's more so for me. It's more so that higher ticket. So it would be like. And it's not even that. It's nothing to do with how much you're charging. It's like, for a referral, let's say, for example, you're working with me, you're one of my clients, right? And then you want to refer me William. You say to William, okay, cool. There's this great guy who's helping me with my podcast, right? Yeah, it's me. You know what I mean? There's a great guy helping me with my podcast. Yeah. And then William says, okay, cool. Let me use him too, because I need someone to help me with my podcast. Right. And I say, Nashada, I appreciate you so much. Right. Here you go. Here's 20% of whatever he gave me for the first month. So I would reward you.
What he gave you?
What he gave me. So he pays me. Let's say, for example, he pays me $2,000, $3,000, right? Yeah. I'll give you 20%. I'm not good at maths.
Which is,
I'll do 20% of that.
10% is 200. So
of 20. $3,000.
You said $2,000.
$2,000, $3,000.
Okay, fine. $3,000.
Yeah.
10% of $3,000.
£600. You're welcome. So I will give you. I will say, look, hold this. Nice. 600. That's just a thank you, right? And then you,
do you not see me?
You would be upset.
No.
If I gave you £6 just for doing nothing, just for saying my name.
No, I'm upset that you didn't let me work out the maths myself.
Do you want to do another question?
Yes.
Mental maths. All right. What
is times table? I'm sick at that.
Times table. What is 7 times 7?
49.
What is 7 times 8? 56. Because that's my favourite one. What's 6 times 6?
36. What
is 11 times 16?
No, I only got up to 12.
Do
you know I'm actually sick? My mum made me practice my times table every day.
Yeah, same
when
way.
I go home. It's for real.
Yeah. No, it's not for real. You made me practice it, but not every day.
I'm sick here. Oh, 2 more.
8 times 9.
72.
Wow. I was even trying to work that one out. I was going to do a 10 times one, but that's easy.
It's very easy.
What about 3 times...
Remember, it goes up to 12.
Yeah. What about... Wait. Oh, that's too easy. All of them are too easy now.
Not really.
4 times 7.
28.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. That was good. That was good. But anyway. I don't know where we were. Because you're trying to do times tables now in the podcast. Like,
but say if I referred William to you,
yeah,
William pays you, you'd give me
6 bills.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should let you work it out.
It's bad. Okay.
So that would be like a hot lead, right?
Right.
And then in Upwork, you're going to the warm leads.
Upwork
was the platform that I was using.
So they're specifically for warm leads.
Exactly, because all the people on there, they're saying, look, I need this specific person for this specific thing.
Okay, that's good, guys. Go on Upwork.
Exactly, so you can use Upwork, right? And if you need any guidance or whatever, just feel free to reach out to me. And there's many people on the internet that'll be able to help you. Oh, it's not dead now.
No,
right.
It's
still dead.
It's
dead and gone.
Dead and gone.
Hey. Anyway, feel free to reach out to me. But there's multiple people on the internet that will teach you how to do it as well. And yeah, Upwork just basically has those people saying, look, we need this specific thing. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And then I just went there and I helped them. And that's basically the way that I started, right? And then that was just social media marketing.
Okay.
That was just social media marketing. And then at the same time as doing that, I'm also running a podcast. Big up Purpose Led.
To the world and back.
That I run with my boy, Robert,
Coach
Klutz. He is speaking at Warwick right now, doing a keynote speech. My boy.
Our boss, man.
Oh yeah?
Said our boss.
What a boss. For
boss.
real. And yeah, I run that with him, and I was running that with him at that time. So we were balancing both.
So they started around the same time?
Yeah. Well, the podcast started before, like when I was doing the apprenticeship.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So it started when I was doing the apprenticeship. But
so what's the
timeline?
Yeah, from apprenticeship to Reidentify.
Apprenticeship to I think it took about 3 months, maybe. 3 months after we did. Yeah, 3 months after I left, or kicked out of my previous place of work. And then the podcast started in July 2021. 2021 or 2022? 2021. Yeah, started in 2021. And then after that, it just kept on growing. And then we were doing even more when it came to that time as well, when I was just about to leave, which was nuts, because it's like, I'm balancing both of these things.
That's so hard. Be balancing this and the Better You Home Witch Girls. You better be joining. Basically, it's a community that aims to restore women back to their authentic versions, right? Because what I've realised is I'm going to say majority of people, we're not actually living our authentic version or our true version.
We're not actually.
No. We're operating in the version of us that has limiting beliefs, or grew up in a certain environment, or has been told this or told that, but not actually the version that God made us to be, which is people that like literally think abundantly and can do actually anything. Which is why I'm teaching my kids from in here. I say you, boy or girl, you can do anything that you want to do.
Indeed.
That's because we actually can. Like the only person that stops you is yourself.
That's it.
So yeah, be joining. But yeah, it's very difficult to balance it.
Exactly. And then I realized that exact thing. And then I said, okay, cool. How am I going to get around this? There must be some sort of way to get around this. How can I automate this? And I realized
nice word. I like that word.
Automate.
Should
I say it again?
Say it again.
Automate. There you go. You echoed me. I wondered, how can I automate this? And then I figured, okay, let me just get some editors in. And then they'll be able to do it. You like that one too? Editors.
No, yeah. I like how your brain works, because you're thinking bigger now. Obviously, some people would think, editors, I've got to pay them. Which, yeah, you do. But but they'll look at it and trying to like gatekeep and keep it small. But this enables you to grow and eventually take yourself out of the picture, which should be the aim. Because I've heard a business is only a business when it runs without you.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
I like that, yeah. A business is only a real business. Because it's still a business.
You know
even if you're running
a
with
real
you,
one.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I've seen this a lot. And even with myself as well, like, I think it's, who was it that said it? It might have been Alex Hormozy. Have I put you onto Alex Hormozy yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Long time ago.
And if you don't know about Alex Hormozy, get to know Alex Hormozy, yeah. He must have said one thing. Man, God, he's hard too. Both of them are hard. They need to link up, because if they linked up, it'd be long. So, yeah, with them, man, what I realised with him, what did he say? He said some people will leave jobs to build themselves their own high-paying job. That's it. Like, you're just leaving a job to build yourself just another job, right? Which pays you a little bit more, but you're more stressed out, you're working more hours, and it's long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. A business is only a real business when it runs without you. And that's obviously where I'm thinking. But then I wasn't thinking in terms of business when I was thinking, okay, how can I automate purpose? Well, I was thinking in terms of business, but not my business.
Okay, editors was for purpose
led.
Oh, it wasn't for Reidentify.
It wasn't for Reidentify.
Oh, so I take back what I said then.
Oh, damn.
I'm joking. No, because Yeah, I have to take it back.
So you do take it back?
No, I do take it back, yeah.
So
it's fine, I'll give it back to you because you're at that place now.
Okay, amazing.
No, I'll give it back to you at the end of the episode.
Thank you.
No worries.
And I realised, okay, right, let me just leave that there, right? Or no, I didn't even say that, sorry. I said, right, okay, cool. So that's what we can do to make sure that I can just focus on my business. And I said, hold on. Other people are probably having this problem. You can give it back to me in a sec. Other people are probably having the same problem too. Because if I'm dealing with this, other people must be dealing with this. Because other people want to run podcasts and they have businesses.
Great mindset.
Or they work in the business and they have so much on their plate that they can't handle a podcast too on top of everything else.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me see if people want this.
Not like your brain.
Thank you. Second time.
You thought big.
Thank you.
You just
continuing to think bigger as well.
Yeah, no, you do.
And I said, this could be something that people want. And then from there, I said, okay, well, if I start offering this through my business, then ultimately we can automate. So I can get what I wanted in the first place, which is the podcast automated. So ultimately we can automate the podcast. Well, like, no, I'm saying when it got too much with the business. So I'm saying we can automate this podcast through my business and I can service other clients to help them do the same thing. So it's not just like I'm offering a service, I'm practicing what I'm preaching.
Solid.
I'm saying, look, I'm doing this thing. Let me help you do this thing too. Because it's working for me.
Yeah.
We're doing all this X, Y, and Z. So when Purpose Led grows, my podcast with that run with Rob, then my business will grow. And when my business grows, Purpose Led grows. So it's just like
it's like a circle. It just makes sense.
It's just a
benefit each other
life,
all the time.
Benefiting each other on the way up. It's crazy.
That's really good. That's
and I was like, okay, so why not just do this?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking to myself,
how far in was that?
That was.
The reason why I want to give time in is because when we're talking, it sounds like it do. And I never want to present like I never present it like that. And it's like all my guests, like I go in because even with me, right, this version of oh my gosh, Charlie, you're saying listen, that took time. Time. It doesn't just happen, overnight. So yeah, give us a timeline.
It was like, I'm trying to think.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like, because I was trying to search for a niche for a while, because I knew that I couldn't just be some broad marketing agency, because then I just become a commodity.
Yeah.
I don't want to become a commodity.
Means,
you don't know what it means.
No.
So commodity is something that's common.
We don't want to be common, babes.
Not at all.
We're not sheeps.
No, not at all.
We are
goats.
Eagles.
Oh right, yes. Eagles, yeah. Yes, what I realized was, okay, cool, let me run this up as an offer. Because I was just trying to find an offer for a while, like a niche / offer for a while.
Okay.
And I just decided on, from when I started, because I knew that I couldn't do that for forever. Really?
So what I'm actually hearing is you're actually, I don't know if you knew it, but you were made for business. Because to think how you thought, even in that beginning stage, is very good. Do you know what I mean? Because most people be like, yeah, I'm in business now and I'm just offering da-da-da-da. But niching down is really good. What does Rob say all the time? There's riches in the niches.
That's why I said first.
Oh, you say it's yours?
Yes.
Okay, what you say is there's riches in the niches.
I thought, okay, I need to niche down in something. Yeah. And I tried Facebook ads.
Okay.
Did it work? Yeah, kind of. Like, did its thing a little bit. And then I also tried lead generation as well. Did it work?
I don't know what that is.
Lead generation, generating leads. Leads. Again, the cold, warm, hot.
Okay.
So people who could potentially... Generating them. Okay. Running ads for this clinic that I was working with, and then getting them more patients, getting them more people through coming in and booking through the ads, right? So it was still Facebook ads, but it was just for lead generation, right? And I was trying that, and I was like, nah, this isn't really for me. I could have, and then all of these things I was doing, I could have made them work. I could have made Facebook ads work. I could have made lead generation work, but I was just like, nah, it's just not really for. I don't really want to do this for people, even though I could.
Pause on
I don't think I should.
Like. That's one thing that I used to beat myself up for because I've tried a lot of things. I've tried, so I used to do facials. I tried being a lash tech. What else did I try? Tried decorating. Are you laughing at me?
Network marketing.
Network marketing. Nice. And I even tried e-com. Yeah, tried e-com. Well, I didn't try event reselling, but I went to a web and I was like, yeah, nah, not it. Right. And I was beating myself up because I knew these things could make me money. So I was kind of annoyed that I'm not gelling with them because I know how much money it can actually make you. And I was listening to Myron Golden yesterday and he was like, yeah, like I've even tried e-commerce, all these things, but they just weren't for me. And it's actually okay to try all of these things and they not be for you because it's where you think abundantly. All of these didn't work. So I'm closer to one that's actually going to work. That's how you think. And now I'm literally sitting in what? It's going to work.
And that's exactly what Isaac Edison said.
Don't know that guy.
I think it was Isaac Edison. The one who made the light bulb.
Isaac?
Was it Isaac Edison?
His name's not Isaac.
What was it? Who was it then?
Thomas.
Are you sure? Who's Isaac then?
Isaac Newton.
And then Thomas Edison. And I just... So it was one of them, man. And then what he did was when he was making the light bulb, it was Thomas Edison who made the light bulb.
I just said that.
So I was right.
You said Isaac.
I didn't say Isaac.
William.
Gaslighting. That is gaslighting. I just wanted to teach you lot. That's what gaslighting looks
And that's what we don't do, yeah?
So
you actually made me think.
Thomas Edison. Do you actually think?
Yeah, so I was asking William, like, am I going insane? Because I know he said Isaac.
Yeah.
He
100%
said
I said Isaac.
Yeah, but he said Thomas.
So
anyway, don't do that. It's not good for the mental.
It's not good. I just wanted to let you know, like, live representation, you know what I mean? So, Thomas Edison. I'll fold your arms, man. Thomas Edison. Know what I mean?
No, he's meant to pull my arm.
Oh, for what? I'll pull your arm.
I thought he was doing physical representations of stuff.
Oh, like that?
Never mind, just continue.
So, Thomas Edison, or Isaac, when he was coming up with the light bulb, he said every single time that he was doing an iteration on trying to make the light bulb, he just found another way that didn't work, which is getting closer to the place that actually, works.
Do you know what I heard the other day as well? We're diverting. Again, Myron Golden, that man is great. I'm going to meet him one day, you know?
I will too.
We will meet him one day.
We will meet. Know what I mean?
Right. He said, things always work out for me. And I was just like, how so? He said they either work on me.
Oh, you're speaking to him?
Huh?
You're speaking to him?
No, through the laptop screen.
Oh, through the laptop screen, right.
So how so, sir? Because it doesn't always feel like they're working out for me. He said, yeah, it's either going to work out for me or work on me. But either way, it's working. It's all up in here, man. Yeah. I said that is solid. So like, say if it's not actually working out for me, that's okay because it's working on me, and then it goes back to one of his principles, which is be, do, have. Should I even get into that?
You can get into it.
Okay. So the principle is be, do, have. He says in order to first you have to be, because be speaks to your identity, and once you become and you become all you're meant to.
You're going through this so fast. Hold on. Let's stick on B first, right?
Oh.
B, you're a human
being.
Okay.
So being speaks to your identity, so it's who you are. Wow, you work so well together. Okay, can I move on to do now?
You can move on to
Okay, so once you become, because obviously we're not human doings, we're human beings, then that's when you can do all that you need to do because you first become. It's why a lot of people always like, okay, cool, if you say you want to be this type of woman or this type of man, start doing and behaving, behaving like that woman or man would be. Then you're able to do what that woman or man would do because you're now that person, you've now become. And then
let's just use a physical representation of that.
Okay.
So say, for example, you wanted to be the type of woman that... You're all right there, broski? Let's say, for example, you're the type of woman who wants to go gym. I don't know. That might be you, right?
Why are you using that example?
She hasn't gone gym in 3 weeks. She hasn't gone gym in 3 weeks. She said it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Actually, I could believe it. Because you've been busy, for real.
Just about to say that. I've been really trying, like, putting in
But
work.
it's about priorities, isn't it?
And you did say, like, you make time for what you prioritize. So clearly it's not a priority to me.
You make time for what you want to make time for.
And clearly I haven't. I know, but I need to. But
anyway.
No, because I'm not finished. Do you know why?
You want to talk about gym?
Not really, but I just want to talk. The reason why.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the only reason why I actually want... Okay, I don't want to. The only reason why I... trying to push myself to go to the gym because I've realised most successful people do. That's the only reason why. I'm not unhappy with my body. I don't really desire to go to the gym when I deep it. I just see that's what they do. So that's actually the only reason why I do it. Clearly, that's not a good enough reason because that's why I'm not going. So I need to find another reason. Anyway, moving on.
So as I was saying,
to do
in terms of the do.
Do.
Let's say for example, you wanted to be a particular type of person.
Why did you laugh? That's funny. Okay, go on.
You said funnier things. Let's say, for example, you wanted to be a particular type of person. You go to the gym, right?
Yeah. Or
like a healthy person, matter of fact. You say Nashada is this healthy person, or the future Nashada, the person who I'd like to become, is a healthy person. So you say, okay, every decision you have, you just take. Every decision you have, you take it through that filter of, okay, is this what the future Nashada would do?
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you have to do. So let's say, for example, you want to be healthy in the future. Okay, so now my decision is, do I go gym or do I sleep in?
Yeah.
The future in Nashada would definitely go gym. And then another question is, okay, let's say, for example, you're going shopping, right? Food shopping. Yeah. Do I buy this or do I buy that? You're going to go for the healthier option if you put it through that filter of what would the future Nashada or what would the dream Nashada do? Yeah. So if you filter everything through that, and then B, how would she be? And
yeah, because you have to take on the identity to do it. Yeah. Like I got this from Atomic Habits. Yeah. And it was it gave the example of like a smoker. When you're trying to quit, you don't say, "Oh, I'm trying to quit." You say, "No, I'm not a smoker anymore." Because once you've now adapted that identity of "I'm not a smoker," it helps. So I literally implemented that, but I forgot in what area.
Drinking.
What do you mean drinking?
No, that's where I did it, innit? So that's why I thought you might have done it. I'm not trying to get to you that. That's just where I did it.
You're trying to draw me out.
Not even.
No, I don't know what it is, but I just kept saying I'm not this, even though I still kind of was. I just took on a new identity because then, your actions follow, your doing follows after that. Can we move on to have now?
100%, yeah.
Okay, and have speaks to your property. So it even links back to the Bible, right? In Matthew 6:33, it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all of these righteousness and all of these things will be added onto you." It's the understanding that it's just a principle in life that once you become who you need to become and you start doing what that person that you're becoming does, just automatically you're gonna have those things. Like it's just a principle. So having speaks to your property. So that's probably like, I don't know, maybe your car, your house, whatever you want, your trainers. Naturally, that's just gonna come. And it's why my mentor one day, I was complaining. Yeah, I was complaining. I was like, I need money. I just need the money. He was like, no, you don't. And I said, sorry, what do you mean? I need money. You may not. You're making money, but I need money. He was like, you are the money. I said, are you good? I am the money.
What does that mean?
In terms of, okay, so by the grace of God, obviously one day we'll be making money from the podcast and my women's community. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I am the money because how I make money is by being me. Do you know what I mean? This is in my particular case. And even like, say if you are an artist, you are the money because it's your hands that are going to produce the paintings that's going to make you the money. So yeah, naturally, once I become who I need to become, I'm naturally going to start doing. Okay, let's actually use an example to help people, right? So over the last 7 months, I've now become this version of Nashada. As I've now become this version of Nashada has started to do things. Podcast, women's community. Now, I'm at that stage. I've got to keep doing that. And naturally, the having's going to follow. So I'm going to have the money that I need. I'm going to have the audience, the reach. I don't know, whatever. But my life is literally, wow, a representation of that. Wow! Get me.
I don't know where we were.
Oh, gosh. Okay. We were on, lead generations. So you went from it being quite broad, and you kind of niched into Facebook ads, and you kind of niched into lead generations.
Or tried it. Like I dipped my toes in it. It was like a particular client that I had. I was like, particular clients.
Clinic, yeah, you were talking about the clinic.
Yeah, and that was a lead generation. I was like, no, I don't want to do that either. And it was just the podcast thing that just clicked with me. And then it was also confirmation of that as well with Cam. Big up Cam, get rich, you know, Cam. Big up Cam. Yeah, and then he helped me. He was like, yeah, bro, run it up, man. Why not? It's like, bro, no one else is doing it. Everyone else is doing the Facebook ads. Everyone else is doing the lead generation. But nobody's doing this. Just be in your own lane. Do this. And he was like, you're already doing it with your podcast. And then the bigger your podcast grows, you're just confirming what I was saying, innit? The more business you're going to get and the better it is for you. So I did that. And then funny enough, actually, I had a monthly review call with one of my clients a couple of days ago. And then she actually said, literally, like...
Say it in the accent.
Huh?
Say it in the accent.
I'm not doing it in the accent. She's from America. But she said, like, you're practicing... Right? She said, you're practicing what you preach. Like, you're actually practicing what you preach.
That's an integral man right there.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you're running a podcast and you're running a business and you're teaching people how to, or not even teaching people, you're helping people to run a podcast and run a business and then bring in all these different opportunities from it. And then she can clearly see through what I'm doing and putting out there on LinkedIn. I only put out like 10% of what I do on LinkedIn.
Really?
Only 10% of what I do on LinkedIn. I'm going to do a lot more. Not really. It's just actually yes, I do. It's just I can't be asked to put anything more than that.
But you got a lot going on
right now. But that's the
thing.
Even
me, I need a social media manager. So hit me up, please.
Hit her up ASAP.
It's a lot. Like you've got TikTok, you got Instagram, then I've got the Telegram. Oh, it's a lot.
That's the thing. You have to decide where you want to grow because eventually you can be everywhere, but it's like where should you be? You see what I'm saying? You have to decide where you want to be because there's so many different platforms. But it's like what platform is the best for you? Like what does your target market look like? How do you best communicate? If you best communicate through the written form, it might not be TikTok that you use. Right. Or it could potentially be TikTok because there are some things where it would be like music and then like writing on it or whatever.
Yeah, some people love that.
Or it could potentially be Twitter, which would probably be better for you. Or if your target market is founders, your target market is CEOs, your target market is corporate, LinkedIn would be better. You see what I'm saying? And even Twitter is pretty good for like founders and such. Yeah. But in the CEOs and the corporate world, LinkedIn's really good too. Instagram is more so for like I'm saying coaches, consultants, those kind of guys that talk to the people. They do pretty well. Exactly. So there's different platforms for different people. So that's why I was like, okay, cool. Which platform do I want to double down on? And I'm still figuring that out for myself personally anyway now. So it's like YouTube is great because it's long form. And when it comes to long form, it's like a lot easier for someone to understand who you are and get to know who you are. And like people actually feel like they know you. So it's much easier to buy from you. Much easier to buy from you if they feel like you know you.
Us some good stuff here.
You're welcome. I can give you more if you want to.
Please do.
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Right, so long form is much easier for people to buy from you because they feel like it's like having a conversation with a friend.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, I'm just giving you gems for like 20 minutes straight, right? And then you watch another video, I'm giving you gems for half an hour.
Yeah.
Another video is 10 minutes. Another video is half an hour.
I feel like I know Myron. Like, I talk
you
feel like my brethren.
You said you were speaking to me and spoke to him a day in your life. Yet.
That's right.
So when you meet him, it's going to be like, wow, that's Myron. And you're most likely, like if he has an offer that is within your budget, or even just a bit above your budget, you're finding the money. You're going to give it to him.
He even said that himself. He said, like, once you literally, as you said, like, become this person and you offer up, literally going back to what you said in terms of why you started your podcast agency, because you realised if I'm struggling with this, then there's bound to be other people. He said, when you have the understanding, people are just going to come to you. Just going to come to you.
And that even leads me into charging as well. Charging your worth. Like charging how much you should charge people. I
struggle with.
Because it's like, when you undercharge people, you're doing yourself and them a disservice as well. And the reason that you're doing them a disservice is because if you charge them more, they would be more that like they would have more trust in you. They would be more likely to they're gonna value it more. 100%. That's the one. They're gonna value it a lot more if they put a lot more on the line for it. And ultimately as well, you're gonna get a higher quality client because the clients who pay me the most are the ones that give me the less. It doesn't make any sense. They pay me the most, but they give me the least. What does that mean?
I hear this all the time, but it's true though.
What does that mean? And you know that thing that says like $500 or $50 client just sends a whole paragraph complaining about this, that, and the other, and wants to refund. And then like the $5,000 client, whatever grand client, they say, business. "Oh yeah, money sent, done."
Yeah, my cake business all the time.
I remember Social Proof podcast.
They're really good guys.
David Jonathan Never Sleeps. Big podcast. Watch them. He has a $75 a month.
Money meetup
program.
I'm thinking of joining it.
Money meetup. You might as well, innit? But it's time difference. That's the only thing.
I'm not sure 8 a.m. for them. Eastern so that would be like 8. Like 2 p.m.
That's not too bad then.
Yeah, I'm a full-time entrepreneur and I'll say I have the time to tune in. And it's every day, you know.
There you go, yeah.
So I'm thinking every weekday. Yeah. Which is, that's 5. That's very, solid. Very good.
And he has a family and everything as well. I know, yeah. But he has like a $1 week trial. $1.
Yeah.
A week trial for $1. Yeah. And people try and refund. They try to charge it back.
I heard that.
$1.
And Myron said, there's people like that. And he said, you know what the problem is with that? Go on. Have you listened to that?
Oh yeah, I listened to it like a year ago. I told you.
Oh yeah, you didn't put me on. Rude.
Sorry.
He said the problem with those type of people is that they bring others with them.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
$1.
$1.
$1.
But those are the kind of people in it that you attract with that price range, right? But then when it's a higher price range, you don't attract those kind of people. With different kettle of fish.
But then you've got, I think what I struggle with then is imposter syndrome. It likes you.
It's not a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it means you smell.
Ah, great. I smell good actually, man. I have you know. Do I not smell good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So if nobody laughs at your jokes, you have to laugh at them yourself. That's a tip for you. Don't wait for people to laugh at your jokes. Laugh at them yourself. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna need some more drink, innit?
I will.
I'm talking about charging what you're worth, and I said I think something I'm struggling with is imposter syndrome. Because something Myron said as well, if you're charging them 30, you need to somewhat give them a return of about 300. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm just thinking, obviously mine's not, indirectly it is to make them more money. When we're obviously speaking about money because I'm helping you to become a better version. Obviously everybody's going to see it like that. So, yeah, I have this imposter syndrome of, can I actually do it? I know I can do it because it's worked for me, but I don't know if I've yet... Obviously, people's messaged me, but I don't know if I've yet come in contact with somebody who's like, I actually listened to what you said. Actually, no, I have, so I'm just doubting myself. But yeah, like imposter syndrome, I'm just like... I do this a lot, you know. As I'm speaking, I just come to my own conclusions.
That's good.
But yeah, I feel like... The reason I'm sharing this because I know I'm not the only person that deals with this. Do you know what I mean? And so it does make me think, I don't know how to charge. And I don't know why we have this thing of feeling guilty to charge. Where does that come from?
I cannot tell you. I don't know why you're asking me. I can't tell you because I have it too. Do you know what I'm saying? I have it too.
Yeah, I remember from the episode of
I understand like that one thing I've understood is that when you charge more as well, you're more likely to get them a better result because you have more money there to like be able to, I don't know what the word is, but make up for mistakes, or you can pay for better outsourcing. You can outsource it to someone else who can do the job well, and maybe you can keep the cream on the top or whatever. But that money gives you more time to test. It gives you more resources, right?
Yeah.
So you're actually able to do more with that and actually be able to give them a better result. So that's why I do believe in charging a little bit more.
Okay.
And it separates you from the rest too. But you need to have the value to match.
Okay.
And another thing as well. Another thing I heard this one time. I'll never forget it.
Right.
Someone must have said, "Trust me, bro." I don't think these bro, but I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro. There is someone who is much worse than you, dumber than you, slower than you, that is charging 2 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times as much as you for the same thing that you're doing.
Don't let that go over your head.
You see it? I said, I'm increasing my prices today.
Yeah, and you're good.
And I did.
Yeah.
So.
Is it?
Yeah.
How much did you... Don't give me the figures, but like, did you double it? Triple it?
I doubled it. I doubled it. I could have tripled it, quadrupled it. But for me, my thing is like, I want to make sure that my product is good before I do that. And my product is good. Yeah. But I want to make sure that everything's running smoothly with my current clients. So the past month has been, because we kind of skipped from where it started to where it is now.
Yeah.
But we could do that. Like, it's up to you, innit?
Yeah, I want people to hear the journey, like the process.
Okay. So
you're not an overnight success. You're a result of, intentional decisions.
And there's something I want to say about success as well. I actually think that we're successful. I'm successful. Yes. And you're successful. Right. And a lot of the people watching are successful too. And I say a lot of the people, not everybody, but a lot of the people, because we are doing what we want to do.
Yeah, it all comes down to what you define as success as.
For me, success is, doing what I want to do. I would call myself successful. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you successful as well. Because you're literally successfully doing what you're doing.
Actually, yeah, we reached 100 members in our group.
Come on, we clapped.
You're actually 104.
Come on, it's 5 now, no?
Don't know.
When you showed me the chat, I'm not in it. Women only. You know what I mean?
You know, it's so funny. I actually had men joining it. It is 105. Crazy.
There you go.
I had men joining it. It was so funny. Like Robert.
Robert
all I see is Robert Cliss joining. DN said, "Right, it's for girls." All I see is Robert Cliss. They left. I said, "Yeah."
So you're gonna do one for the man then?
I think it's gonna be the generations. You know what? Big you up, Victor, because you actually inspired this. I don't know why, but I didn't see the Generations podcast as a community. Why? I don't know.
Oh,
I just told you. I don't know why. But then when I went to his event, I was like, "Wow, like, yeah, I can actually build a community, and I will have 100%. A community." So yeah, I'm calling it the Builders Community, but I don't know when that's gonna launch. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of the name.
You don't like that?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just like, huh?
It's not.
Yeah, it's like, for me, I'm thinking, how can it be more related to the podcast? Because it's the Generations podcast, but you're calling it the Builders. But then you say that the podcast is for the builders.
That's why.
So the Builders Community, that makes sense.
Okay, so we
just went in a circle.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it, because it's a bit tricky because it's not about me.
Or it's not about me. It could be like this is just it, innit? This is what I do with all my peoples. It's like, or instead of calling it the Builders Community, where do builders go together and have community? What, like the construction site? You see what I'm saying?
You know, I see what you're saying. That's why I said the living room as well. Whew.
There you go. So it could be the construction site, but construction site sounds messy.
It does, innit?
So I don't know where you are, but something like that.
But we're trying to build, so building's not always pretty, is it?
It's not always pretty. Oh, it's one of those. Is it?
That was really hard.
It was hard.
It was.
I'm sorry.
But I got this. I just did 5 push-ups earlier.
She did actually. It was actually impressive. Just insert the clip or something. It's actually impressive.
I'm gonna put it up there. I like that. But anyway, back to what you're saying.
I don't remember. Do not remember.
Can we stop doing
I feel like we're talking about this journey.
You was gonna go back
to
the start, like the process.
Oh, the process that we're on.
At the point now, we're at the point now where we're doubling our prices, but I know that took. Wait, so how long have you had this business now? Reidentify.
Ooh, I think I started it speaking to my accountant as well. That one's nuts as well. I love saying that. I love saying that.
I love that you love saying that.
Speaking to my accountant. I love it.
You have to get an accountant. I had one. It was terrible. Terrible.
But then you need my accountant.
I do need your accountant. Charlie, man. Well, at the time I paid 700. I don't know if that's normal or good. That's good.
700 for what? A month?
I don't know. No.
Okay. What was it for? It depends what it was for.
You know what? I don't even really know.
Okay, well...
All I know is I had to do too much work and he barely did anything.
Next time, tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'll put your
I'm going to need one because I'm going to...
Need it.
Yeah, for the better you.
Exactly.
I need to register it as a limited.
So, yes, that is good. And even with getting an accountant as well, that was a big step. That was definitely a big step because I remember my dad, because my dad's been doing the entrepreneur thing for a minute. Yeah, like his thing, I would say he's kind of like on and off with it. But then I remember there was a point where I saw him just going through like bare receipts. And there was always that time every year where he would just go through bare receipts and he'd just be stressed out of his mind.
Yeah.
Going through receipts and like all these different documents, invoices, all that kind of stuff.
Long.
I was like, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
No
I'm
way.
not admin babes and that.
No way. I said, right, that's getting outsourced.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things I'm doing. And that was one of the first things I'd done.
Oh, so that was one of your first things?
I think that was one of my
Before
first
editors.
things. Was it before editors? Yeah, no, I think I had. No, I did. I just brought on editors, and I brought the account on just after I got the editors.
How did you find them?
Wait, hold on. No, I had a meeting with my first editor, and I was like, okay, how do I pay them? I was like, okay, let me look for an accountant, so I can see how to sort this all out.
Right.
And then that accountant, my accountant, big up Charlie, he told me how to actually do that. You see what I'm saying? And he said, okay, you should probably pay him through this platform, and do this, that, and the other. Pay him as a contractor, this, that, and the other one. So yeah, he does good business. He does it very well. I'm proud of him too.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of me too. See what I mean? And he just gave me the right advice. And that's another thing as well. Just gonna keep
going.
Like that's another thing. When I was looking for accountants, there was 2 options that I had. So my guy gave me one accountant that he recommended. So I only went through recommendations. I didn't go type in accountant.
Referrals.
It was only recommendations because I wanted someone. Huh?
That the same thing. Referrals, recommendation.
Yeah, same thing. Like people that were referring me to accountants or referring accountants to me. I only went through recommendations. I asked 2 people that I know who do business, 2 of my people. Yeah. One of them gave me this guy. He's like an older guy. Right, it's like 40-ish, whatever. And his thing's been running for like 20 years or whatever. So it's like serious, right? And then he said, it was just very dry, very cold, like the way that he communicated. I remember I got on a call with the other guy though beforehand, and I spoke to. Then this is someone that my friend recommended me to. So a different friend recommended me to. Got on a call with him now, and then we ran through everything. Like we ran through my business, Reidentify, we ran through Purpose Led, and we also ran through Boxed Up as well.
Okay, yeah.
So we ran through everything.
Wow.
Seeing the state of everything. We were on a call for like an hour.
Nice. And
I was like, damn, this guy actually he's interested and he knows his stuff as well. He's giving me insights into every little thing as well.
They're kind of like a mentor, slightly, a little bit in it. Just
slightly. Like you can go to them because they've seen business from before in different industries. So you're able to ask your accountant multiple things. Yeah. And it's like even a consultant, but of course they're not going to give you that consultancy, but it's like they'll be able to tell you, okay, this is from my perspective, I would say this is a wise decision for you to do with your money, for you to use your money. So let's say, for example, I wanted to invest into something like a program, right, which I did. He was like, okay, it's a lot of money that you're investing into this. However, that can offset your tax, so you wouldn't have to pay that much tax at all. I was like, I didn't even really think of that. But when I was, and that's now that I'm with him. But when I wasn't with him, and I decided between him and another guy, I was like, bro, this conversation has been amazing, and he's closer to my age as well. Nice. And he's been in the game for 5-7 years or something like that. So we still got skin in the game, and he's doing well with my my friend. So I was like, okay, so he knows his stuff. He's providing for them. He could probably provide for me too. I was like, let me speak to this other guy who's seasoned, right? So this seasoned guy, he probably would be a little bit better. And this guy, bear in mind, he was paying he was charging more than the seasoned guy. The younger guy was charging more than the seasoned guy. And I was like, okay, let me see the seasoned guy. Talk to the seasoned guy. By season, I mean he's older, right? He's old. He's like 40, whatever. And this guy's like 20, late 20s, something like that. And I speak to the seasoned guy now, the older guy, and he's just so cold. 15-minute conversation. Eesh. Or even like 10-minute conversation. Just ask me a couple questions, and then that was it. He didn't even care about the business, didn't care about what I was doing, didn't care about anything else, just wanted the bread. And to be honest, some people like that. Some people like, okay, accountant, I don't even want to talk to you. You just handle this stuff, and then I'll just send you like what you need to send.
We're not those type of people.
Not at all. I'm a people person. You're a people person. So it's like I like relationships, right? So it's like I like people that that it's long term. I'm not in this thing for short term. This is a long term thing. Yeah. And I want to be able to work with someone who I actually like, who I can actually have a conversation with. Yeah. So, and then because of, anyway, let me not jump the gun. So I said, you know what, even though you're more expensive and this business ain't caking right now,
I think I'm going to ask, is it coming out of your pockets at this time?
Oh, everything's...
Yeah.
What?
That's what I was thinking. Yes, it's not going to be from the business as of yet.
Oh, no, sorry. This was from the business in terms of the accounting stuff.
No, yeah.
Because I had money saved up in it through the business.
Oh,
because I had a business account. Remember when I set it all up with the company?
No, not necessarily where it's coming from, but is in terms of is your business at this point making enough money to actually pay for an account?
Yeah, it's making enough money. It's making enough money. Thank God. Do you know what I mean?
That's good.
How long
have you had it? You didn't answer the question, you know.
Oh, like a year and a half.
You've done very well.
Thank you. Yeah, so I went with him. I went with the younger guy. And he was charging more, but I was like, hey, listen, you care a lot more about me than this other guy, so I want to go with you.
Some things are worth more than money. I don't know if that's the saying, but yeah, you don't always look to, because obviously you're gaining more than just an accountant. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like you never know as well who he knows. Yeah. Who he can probably even recommend you. Like say if he has a friend that owns a podcast. Mm-hmm. Oh hey buddy.
Or doesn't own a podcast and wants to start one, or just wants help with their personal branding.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and you wouldn't have got that through this other person. So exactly. Even though it was a bit more expensive, it actually pays off in the long run.
And then because of that as well, because of how good he's done and how well we've been treated with them guys, and he's proper on it as well. Because even though my responses aren't always the best, he will just keep following up because obviously it's his job, innit? Like he needs to keep following up and such. And it's not like they get vexed or whatever that I'm not responding, but they're understandable and stuff.
I'm gonna hit you up, Charlie, very soon.
And Ben, big up Ben as well.
And you, Ben.
That's one of the people that worked there too. I think he's like a junior accountant or something like that. Can't remember. But so they're good guys over there. And I've referred them to other people. Like I've told other people, okay, this is my accountant. I saw him at an event once, and then other people that I was speaking to are like, yeah, that's my accountant there. And no, not a flex thing like, oh, my accountant. I'm just like, no, you use him. Yeah. Like, use him in it. And then I'm even going to use him for Purpose Led as well, which is going to be a partnership between me and Rob. So, and there's so many other different things that can come from that as well. So, yeah. And that's why you provide people a good service. Because when you provide people a good service, then the referrals just come. They just come piling in.
Yeah, like literally, I will refer him to anybody, honestly, just because of like, and I actually learned this from Jonathan as well, like over delivering. I feel like I've always done it, but I'm more intentional about doing it now because I feel like my character, I over deliver just in like Nashada. I can meet you for the first time or know you for a week and do more than probably somebody that's known you for 5 years. That's just who I am. And yeah, like honestly, it pays off. And I saw a post the other day that said, all these good things that you're doing, more or less, it may not pay you now, but trust me, like 3 years is gonna come by, and it's just gonna work out for you somehow, some way. And obviously, you don't do it with. I don't think you should ever do anything with an expectation. One, because that will lead to disappointment in most cases, and two, just don't do it. Do you know what I mean? But it always pays off in the end, treating people good and offering a really good service, like over delivering. So even with my girls, I will do the most. I'll send in as much as I can, give you as much as I can, because. Yeah, like just why not really? Do you know what I mean? Like just be a person that gives. So that's really amazing.
And a lot of the time it's free to give as well. It's free to post something on your story. It's free to tell someone that someone else is thinking they should check it out. Yeah. It's free to go to someone's event. Yeah. When it's free. It's free to go link up with your peoples, go to the park, just talk. It's free to call your friend up, see how they are. Yeah. It's free to text your friend and ask them how they are. It's free to snap if you still use that and snap your friends, see how they are. It's free to do all these different things, but then people don't do it because why? I mean, everybody is very much focused on their own life.
And another thing, I think goes back to like a scarcity mindset. If I put you onto this, are you going to do better than me? If I show you this, are you going to do better than me? And I heard a phrase, let me see if I can get it right. It's to do with a candle. Do you remember?
No clue.
Yes. Say if there's 2 candles, right? One's lit. If I light the other one, does the other one blow out?
No, not at all.
What does it do?
It
keeps burning.
It's the same. Yeah.
It keeps burning. So by me putting somebody on, helping somebody, it doesn't burn up my candle. I'm still going to be burning, right? I'm in a place now where, like there may be so many different people doing what I do, but there's going to be nobody that does it like Nashada does.
Not at all.
Nobody. And that's my USP, that's my gift. So once you understand that, you're okay to share this with that person, share with that person. And at the end of the day, like, I've always been this person, right? Like, I love working with people. Like, I prefer it that way. I stopped doing it for a couple years because people weren't on that at a certain part of my journey. So I became, I sort of build alone. But do you know how fun it is to, like, build with people? Like, when I see you and Rob doing your thing, like, I'm always inspired. Like, I'm always like, hey, Nashada, like, you got to do this too. Or, like, sometimes on my phone, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, when you guys went to, was it Leicester? I was just like
we spoke at our first university the other day. You know what I mean?
They're doing bits, and Rob's even at Warwick.
Yeah, Warwick. He's at work right now.
Cover Warwick. Warwick, yeah. He's keynote, you know.
Keynote
Hear
speaker.
that keynote speaker. Yeah. Yeah, like it inspires me. So I feel like one way to kind of get over this fear of like sharing or putting people on is to actually love yourself first and value yourself first. Everything stems from that place.
100%.
That was for free.
You ain't got to pay for that information.
But by then, my paid membership's going to be out. So if you want more, join. You know what I mean?
Join the what?
Join the join the living room.
The living room.
It's got a name now. At first it was the home. And I was like, Jonathan,
but now you're going to have to decide like what did we say?
What?
You said Jonathan what?
I said, remember I messaged you, I was like, what do you think about the home? And then I was like, don't really like it. And then I was like, the living room. And he was like, yeah, the living room. So I always go to him. I like his head.
Come on. You know what I mean?
Brain, sorry.
Okay, right. Where were we actually? Hold on. What was I even saying? We're here again, aren't we?
Why do we do this? Okay. We definitely was going to go over the journey, like, because we've skimmed over the journey, but I kind of want to give like a timeline. So yeah,
I'm not good at that.
No. Let's work together. We can do this.
All right.
So Reidentify started July 2021. No, that was the podcast.
That was the podcast.
Can you remember when Reidentify? It's got to be after. You said it was after, so it's got to be. I think it was the winter. Do you remember how you felt? Was it cold?
No, it would have been.
No, this helps.
It would have been after I left my job. I got kicked out, which was like July. I left, so it probably was like November.
Okay.
I think it was November 2021. Yeah, November 2021.
Okay. Do you remember when you hired Charlie? Okay.
It was there for last year. It was like
end.
Maybe start of last year.
Okay.
Or like mid last year.
What I'm gathering is that, to be fair, this all happened quite quickly anyway.
Yeah. Well, when I started hiring, it started going quicker and quicker and quicker.
Okay.
Like when I started building the team, it started.
And can you walk me through that process as well, hiring? Because I'm looking to do that very soon as well.
In terms of what?
How did you find these people? Where do you know to look? How do you know how much to charge them? Like, what was the process?
It's a good question, actually.
Like, all of these things.
I'm even thinking now it was different situations. So with Charlie, of course, that was through a referral from my friend. And then with my first editor, that was through Upwork. Okay. So you can be on Upwork on both sides, right? So you can be on the client side or you can be on the freelancer side. So I was usually on the freelancer side. So I went to the client side for a bit. And I think it was the first job post that I posted.
So what's it like? You post stuff?
Yeah, you can post. It's like a job post. No? It's more like Indeed. Yeah, Indeed. Okay. So it's like
just realised what you did there.
You put a job post out and you say, look, I need this, and then I put the job post out, and then multiple people responding back to me. Okay. And then said, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can make this type of clips. And there's a particular type of editing that I wanted. And I just put it out for that. Which was just for one client that I already had. Which I was like, okay. Well, no, one client I was thinking of bringing on, but I wasn't sure. But I wasn't able to do. This is it. This is when I actually had. See, good question. This is when I said, okay, this is now when I need an editor, because there's a client that I want to get on board, who I don't know how to edit this stuff myself. Because when I became like, you fell there. When I became the bottleneck in my own company, I said, yeah, this can't run in it.
Jonathan, they don't know what a bottleneck is.
A bottleneck. It's this. So like, let's say for example, right, I was, what's the word now? Limiting my company's growth because everything had to go through me. Everything had to just funnel through me, right? But if I took myself out of the equation, that just opens everything up. So I said like that. So I said, I can't do this editing for this client that I want to get on board. Let me find someone who can. That is when I decided to get an editor. And that was a very big decision for me because I'd never paid someone for their services that I can do myself. Because I could work it out, but I'm like, I don't have the time to work it out. Right. So I need to hire someone. If I did this, I should have done it earlier, but here we are.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. So I must have gone to Upwork, put the post out, and then I interviewed a couple of people, and I remember it was kind of hot because I was in a t-shirt and I was in Soho House. You know about Soho House? Soho House.
Heard of it?
So it's like this members only community for creatives in London. And it's like you have to know people to get into there and all that. I don't have a membership yet, but I know people in there who know people in there and all that kind of stuff, and they have memberships and they're well connected. So I was in there with them, right? And then that was for a separate meeting, right? That was kind of like purpose-led related. We just had our first event. Timelines, we just had our first event, and this was just after our first event. This is with Gen Z. We just had our first event. This was just after that. Big up them and Denzel and Poku.
No, big you up. I haven't met you guys yet.
Oh, so you just had Austin. What we say?
Oh wait, no, because remember Austin's gonna come up first.
Yeah. So Austin's been here. So
I will get you Denzel and Poku on. After.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to watching those. And after that, so it was just after that. So it was like July, September-ish. No, that skipped August. July, August is right. Yeah. So like August, right? So it was probably August, right? So like height of summer, and I was thinking to myself, right? I remember I was in there. I was doing a Zoom with one of the people that I was gonna hire, and I was like, okay, cool, yep, send me this. I want this, and this, please do send it over in whatever time you can. And that's a test there as well. So they send it over in, I think I gave them like a time period, and the people who send it over quicker, I'm like, okay, cool, so you're quick, and I'm seeing that from now.
Yeah.
And then you've done this with quality as well. Okay, I like that, good. And there was one particular guy who sent me, I think he was the guy, my editor now, right, my first editor. He sent me, I think, more than I needed, like more clips than I needed.
Over delivering,
and he done it. I think he did, or he just did it really, really well, and exactly how it was supposed to be done. Yeah. I was like, I like that, Steve. I like that. And then I saw what else he could do as well. And then I looked at his stuff as well. He had a website. He built his own website. Okay. And it had his whole portfolio, everything that he does as well, like with his friends and all that kind of stuff is just built on his website. It's not necessarily client stuff. Just everything that he can do on his website, right?
Put your stuff out there, guys.
I rate this. I like this. This means that he thinks with his head. And he's actually able to, like, he actually thinks, and he takes initiative as well, which I like. And I'm seeing all this stuff in seed form just from the beginning. And I said, okay, cool, I like that. So we could potentially work together. Let's see how this goes. And I started paying him per post and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how does it work?
So at this current moment in time, it's per thing that they do, right? And I just have like an editing sheet, which I built out. So
per thing they do. So let's say if they
did like a podcast, or if they did like a clip or something like that.
Okay, and each of them has like a set rate.
Exactly. So each thing, or like a thumbnail, everything would have a set rate, right? And then that would just be calculated at the end of the month, and then I send out all of the payments at the end of the month, right, for the whole team.
Could I come to you as a client if I just wanted thumbnails?
No.
Okay.
That's way too, no, not at all. Sorry, mate. Not at all. You could do it yourself, alright?
Okay, now I'm just trying to work out, so, because I don't think yet we have actually gone into what you actually do when you deep it. In terms of, like, say if I come to you as a client, what does that look like?
So basically...
Have you finished your point?
What was my point? Oh, about the editor?
Yeah.
So I did remember it. So, with the editor, Nashada,
oh, I'm sorry.
No, hold on, I'll get it back.
I remember.
Oh, go on.
No, you said you're getting it back. Push it in. I'm waiting.
I will, actually. So, with my editor, that's the reason I brought him on board, because he was great, basically. He was great. And then, that's how that's it. And after that, I got my second editor, because I asked him, does he know anyone?
Okay, so you asked your like first editor.
I asked my first editor, because I didn't want to go back out there to the streets, man.
Yeah, and whoever he would recommend would be good because of the standard of his work already.
Exactly. So, or they would at least have some... Huh? I didn't want to go back to the streets. Just throw my net wide. I just wanted to see, okay, cool. Yeah. Is there anyone that you know that is also interested in this stuff and who does well and who wants work? He's like, I do have a friend, actually. He's on my... Because he did... I think he does like something... what does he do? Easy. I can't remember what he does at uni, but it's like design and videography, cinematography related. So he has other people on his course. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. What's my man doing? What's he up to? Oh. There's no one there.
So actually,
because he told me that his friend was doing something. He said his friend was interested in stuff. I said, yeah, bring him over here. Cool. Not in real life, virtually bring him over here. And I had a meeting with him. And he ended up being cool too. So, we work together now.
And how many editors do you have now?
Just 2. Just
solid.
two.
That's
and then
still big.
Gonna bring them on full time at some point in the next few months.
So
Got willing, and then potentially add another one as well. And then there will be more layers that I'll add to. Give me a shout. Actually, do give me a shout if you wanna join what we're doing, because we're gonna scale this thing up.
We're gonna scale it big.
Because it's been crazy recently in terms of the referrals that we're getting, in terms of opportunities that I'm seeing.
You deserve it, man.
There's a lot. Thank you.
You really do deserve it, because like you actually
care
care about what you do. Foundations, but not just that. Like you actually care, and like you actually do go above and beyond. So that will always pay you back. Always.
Indeed, and it always does. And I probably tell people exactly what I do.
Please.
So I actually help people. So the main thing that I do is I help people with what I needed help with, right? Which is starting their podcast if they need that.
Okay.
But I don't really focus on that.
What do you mean by start? Yeah.
So like launching their podcast. So they don't have a podcast at all.
Yeah.
But then I just helping them to put it out there and get the whole launch sorted out, like the posts.
Okay. So be on them to record everything, right? You don't handle that part.
Everything. Okay. Not yet.
Not yet. Not. I think that would be.
That is something, because that's basically automating the whole thing. My whole thing is just automation. Like how can I make this automated for this person?
Yeah.
How can I make this automated for this company? Because a lot of the thing that the people don't have is time. Like they want to get their time back, and the way they get their time back is by using us.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use you guys soon, because I would I love the Know For Sure podcast, right? And I would just love to come to the studio, record, and then go about my business.
Yeah.
I actually do really like editing though. Like I actually love it. So I may dibble and dabble in it, but I know, just like you, like this year is gonna be massive for me. So I do need to be able to maybe give that up so I can give my time to something else. Do you know what I mean? So I literally would just love to just record and then there you go.
That's it. That's what my clients do. They just record, and I built a system last month. You know, I spent the whole of last month just building the system. I wasn't even doing any outreach. I was in the trenches. Still look good in the trenches though. I still got a haircut.
Never look like what you go through. Thanks.
Should I click for that? Is that even good advice?
Yes.
You think so?
As it don't look like it. Like say if I'm depressed, yeah. So I should leave my house with like tear marks all down my eyes and different colour socks and nah.
You know what? I think
don't look like what you go through, but definitely share it.
Okay.
But don't look like that's just okay. I'm speaking from me. I like to look good all the time. So I'm not gonna look like what I go through. I always want to present myself well, because you never know who you're gonna meet or bump. Like I'm big on that now. Like you just never know. Just my view as a woman, I just think you should look good, you know? Present yourself well. That's just Nashada, do you know what I mean? That's just my own. Fight me if you want to, but this is me, yeah?
There was this book that I read, and this guy, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember what book it was. It was a good book, though. It's not good. I just can't remember a lot of things right now. But this guy, he wanted to finish a book, right? He wanted to finish writing a book. So he said to his assistant, right, take all of my clothes, everything else, just put it into like this chest, right? And then lock it. Take away the key.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm not getting that key back until I write everything and it's all done. So his beard was growing, his hair was growing, he was just in dressing gown. Yeah. That's it. And he was just writing. But he got the book done a lot quicker than if he was to have, had everything around him. Because the reason he put his clothes away is he was always going out places. Yeah. But he put it away so he couldn't go out places. And he didn't go to barbers. He didn't because he couldn't go out to go to the... Do you see what I'm saying? And they weren't... I don't even know if there were portable barbers at that time.
Yeah. Probably
you see what I'm saying?
I still think you shouldn't look like what you go through, because I think it comes back to your identity. Like, think about it. When a lot of people are going through something deep, you find they wear a lot of darker colours. You may not...
I'm not going through anything right now.
Some people actually do. Like, when they're not good, like, they just... Like, usually when people are going through something tough, their appearance is one of the first things that they do neglect. That's why people, like, they stop showering or stop brushing their teeth or stop doing their hair. Like, it happens. And so I feel like you don't do that, because you kind of need to trick yourself that you're okay. Do you know what I mean? You may not feel like it, but I'm not going to now put on like a whole identity that I'm not good. Do you know what I mean? Like, even that's why sometimes, even if I'm not good, I will say certain things over my life. I don't feel like it, but that's one thing I live by. I don't do what I feel like doing. I do what needs to be done. So it's not like dwelling in it.
In it. English.
I heard what you said.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to stick by that. Yeah, don't look like what you go through, because I've realised a lot of things don't come naturally to us as humans. Like, you actually have to train yourself, and sometimes at times trick yourself to like believe in the opposite. So yeah, don't look like what you go through. I stand on that. Okay, so we'll finish it off with, because you have described it, but I think I want to give, like, let's use me for example. So yeah, let's just use the Generations podcast. I've started the Generations podcast, and I'm coming to you now.
Well, first of all, I want to be talking to you in the first place.
Okay.
Because usually I go for startups.
But am I not a startup?
No, a startup is in like a startup business. So let's say for example, like a SaaS company. I like SaaS companies.
SaaS.
That's usually what I would go for. Software as a service. Oh, you knew that already, innit?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I always do this because I'm understanding there's gonna be different type of people that listen to this. Yeah.
But yeah, usually I'll go for software as a service companies because and it's like companies who are doing like they've already got funding, like they're doing something like crazy, something crazy, and I'm like, this exactly. But then essentially what it will look like for the Generations podcast, it's not like I'm saying that you're not doing anything crazy, you know what I mean? You're doing your thing still.
Okay. Thank you.
But essentially what it will look like for you is I would say, okay, cool. So you want to get your episodes done, right? So you want 4 episodes a month, right? Cool. We'll do 4 episodes a month. You just give us the clip. You just give us the footage.
Yeah.
We handle all the editing, all the scheduling, the descriptions, the thumbnails,
on everything.
Everything, and then
so like even like YouTube, Instagram, Spotify.
No, Instagram is not a podcast thing.
Oh.
Why
did he look? Did you see the way he looked at me?
I didn't see the way he looked at you.
He looked so disappointed at me.
It's not like
William. Don't do that. That's not nice. No, it's actually not nice.
It's not a platform to distribute your Spotify.
I know that, but I'm still trying to.
So okay, hello, stay with me. So we distribute it on all the podcast platforms, right?
Okay.
Plus YouTube.
Okay, so your job is the distribution.
Yeah, distribution.
I didn't know that, but I wouldn't have said Instagram.
And you're kind of right with Instagram.
Okay.
We chop up short form clips as well. So we take parts of your podcast which look great. So for example, there'll be parts of this podcast which are great and be able to add value to people. We take that and we send it to you so you can post it.
Do it, yeah.
But then eventually it'll be a thing where we do that as well and it just becomes a full service where we're kind of like an arm of your marketing department. Yeah. And that's it as well. It's like being part of a marketing department.
Okay. And so for the personal branding aspect, what does that type of client look like?
So more so that is like someone who is like a coach or a consultant or something like that. And they want to grow what they're doing.
Say something like Rob, for example.
So like Rob, for example.
A type of client, okay.
Exactly. So I'll get Rob to record X amount of clips.
Okay.
And then, or like videos or just like a long video with him just talking at the camera.
Yeah.
And then my editors would chop that all up. Put it out and send it to him.
And then I'll post it out.
We send it to Rob because it's Rob's clips. But it would be like subtitled. It would have all the pictures pop up, everything like that.
So I'm actually going to need you very soon then, isn't it?
There you go.
At some point this year, I'm going to need Reidentify to re-identify me.
Come on, re-identify that vision. And then also, we are working on some sort of monetization aspect too. So you know how I'm building a round table? Oh, I have a group, by the way. It's called a round table. It's like everyone's got groups, innit?
Everyone's got groups. We've all got communities.
But the thing is, not everyone's got groups. It's just the people around us that have communities.
It's
not actually everyone. Because I've got community, you've got community, Victor's got community.
My friend Victor, yeah.
Our friend Victor.
That's what I said.
You said my friend Victor.
No, I said our friend Victor.
Oh, you gaslighting me.
Hey, did I say am I? Oh.
There you go. You were gaslighting me.
No, I actually genuinely thought I said because it is.
That's another lesson for you. Don't get gaslighted. Don't get gaslit. Is that it?
Oh, yeah, don't get gaslit. No, furthermore, just don't gaslight. Don't even say that.
Yeah, don't do it in the first place. It. There you go.
It's actually not nice.
Yeah.
I've been through it. It's not great. Don't do it.
It's not good at all. But even though it feels like a lot of people are doing the same thing.
They're actually not.
Exactly. So, I do have a community as well. It's for the go-getters and the entrepreneurs.
Period.
Do you like it?
No.
So she don't like it, so don't join. Basically. It's trash. It's terrible.
No, I'm joking. Like, the knowledge she puts for free is insane. I already told them though in my last episode that I learned what I told them I learned what a VSO is. Remember how I'm so proud that I learned what a VSO was.
What does it stand for?
Video sales letter.
Yes.
But yeah, no, honestly, it's really good. Like even the other day, he put in a link to get some funding. I did look at it, but I think you have to be trading for 3 months, so couldn't apply for it, unfortunately. But
and not free 150 grand worth of free funding or 250 grand worth of free funding from different companies.
That's a lot of money.
Serious.
But yeah, like, I think for me, it's just helped me to actually be more like I look at business a bit more seriously now because of the roundtable, if that makes sense. In terms of actually scaling it and just actually running a business. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so easy, which sometimes I have to like get myself out of to stay in the. Obviously, right now, the Better You Home is not a business. The aim is for it to be. It is so easy to just stay in there and just build my community because it's not necessarily my comfort zone, but it's somewhat my comfort zone because I'm doing what I just do with my people anyway, or like in person. It's a whole nother thing now to make the Better You Home a business now. But when I see stuff from the round table, it's like, okay, come on, Nashada, you can actually do that because Jonathan's doing it, and if he can do it, so can I. And it's valuable information that I know is gonna help my business for sure. So I do highly recommend joining it.
Come on.
And then he's got the what circle coming out to?
The inner circle.
Tell them about that.
So the round table at the moment. Come on. The round table at the moment is basically a broadcast. So it's just sharing all the resources, all the opportunities. Like we gave a free ticket to Victor's event recently as well. So someone from the round table won that as well. Big up yourself because they were fast.
And what do you say about success?
I said something. It was good, wasn't it?
Should we get up? You don't remember it?
I don't remember it. I just say stuff.
Success favors speed. Success or speed.
That's it.
Which one?
Success favors the speedy.
Yeah. That's what
Success favors the speedy. It always does because you make faster decisions, you learn faster, you fail faster, you learn faster when you make those decisions, and you develop a gut for it. You develop an instinct to be able to make faster decisions and better quality decisions faster as well. That's why success favors the speedy. Because success will favor the people who make the best decisions faster. Because life is just all about decisions. That's it.
Actually, like my friend shouted me out the other day, big you up, Tyrone. And he was like, which I love that he posted because I think people don't get it. He was like, to be like operating in this level of excellence and doing all that Nashada does, he's a great word. Let me see if I can remember it. Amalgamation. Yeah.
Is it amalgamation?
I don't even know. So you're closer than I am.
Yeah.
Of like intentional decisions that got her to this point. Like, obviously people come, oh my gosh, Nash, this looks so great, but you didn't understand. First I had to write out the vision for the podcast, then I had to go on TikTok and Instagram and look at all these different studios, then I actually had to come here, record, and after record get it from William, then come home and edit it. Like it's all mini decisions.
Yeah. A combination of all the decisions that you made in your life. That is where you are right now. It's because of all the decisions you made up until this point. And
that's why, like, I don't know if you saw my recent video from the podcast I put, it's so important how you live your 20s because you have to make intentional decisions now. And I don't know if I told you, but Generations is kind of founded on that. I at one point realised that, okay, my life or the life that I kind of had was a result of all the decisions my mum did or didn't make. Like, don't let that go over your heads. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so important, the decisions that you make, because it's going to actually determine your life. And obviously it is never too late to start, but why not get a head start? Why that was really good, isn't it?
That was good.
Thank you.
That's
why
Huh? That's why I'm clicking you.
Okay, thank you very much. Like, why not make life easier? Like, I don't know why we actually like struggle sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, why we shouldn't have to struggle. So
life is hard regardless. It's just you have to choose your struggle.
Is it hard though?
You don't think it's hard? It's like just choose your hard, because it's like either easy now, hard later, hard now, or easy later.
Do you know why I say that? Because Myron's finishing my mindset in a good way.
Starting it.
No, literally. Not that it's not hard, but maybe instead of looking at it as hard, just looking at it through something that just has to happen, like, as you're growing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to kind of take away like how it feels and stuff like that, because I'm big on embracing how you feel, understanding all of that good stuff. But how you view a thing really can change the game for you.
100%. And
it's why, like, when he said it either works on you or for you, it's changed everything for me. So now when I go through something, and even I love him because he always says, you may have not had the privilege of wearing a brace like I did. Who speaks like that?
No one. But you want to explain that, because no one's going to know what you're talking
about. Oh, so basically, when Myron was born, he was born with polio, which is a disease that I think affects, I think it's your spinal cord or something. I don't know. So it did prevent, one leg was shorter than the other leg. So he had to wear a brace, basically. And that was obviously very hard for him, because what do kids love to do? Run everywhere, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's something that he just couldn't do. And then he said something amazing. He said, like, the energy or the strength that I would have got from my legs, I transferred it to my mind, or God transferred it to my mind. And it's clear, because if you listen to him, you understand.
100%. And even with him reading slow, he looked at that in a different way as well.
Saying that now I can, like, actually retain information. Like, he read slow, and so it was kind of like embarrassing for him when he was a kid. So he decided to just remember, so he didn't have to read. But yeah, whenever he talks about disadvantages, right? I don't know why I did that. He always says...
No, you're right.
Okay, disadvantages, right? He say, you didn't have the privilege of going through this. So that's why I say, like, not necessarily that life's not hard, but when we use that word, we just make it into something that doesn't have to be. And so that's why I'm even changing it. Like, I tend not to, like, complain much anymore, because I'm realising that, okay, one thing people do, right, is they pray to get to a certain place. They get there, and then what comes with it, they start to complain, not understanding that this is the very thing you prayed for. You just forgot that what you prayed for comes with certain responsibilities,
100%.
certain different things. So now I'm like, God, like, I always just say, God, thank you, because I genuinely know I'm in what I've prayed for. So I don't complain anymore, because this is just what comes with it.
That's another thing as well, when people will pray for stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't realize you won't be able to handle it when it comes. Because if someone said to me, let's say for example, I'm praying for 10, 20 new clients. If 20 new clients came to me tomorrow, I would be, listen, no one praying for me for months. Purpose led, the round table. I would not be, I wouldn't even be in the UK. Well, as far as you know, but I would be right in my room. My whole family wouldn't know that I was even there because I would just be locked in. Right. I'd have to be, because I don't know what else to do. Because I wouldn't be able to handle that, matter of fact. And I would have a big drop off because I wouldn't be able to handle that. Right. But when it comes to like, okay, you want all this stuff, you're not getting it yet because you're not ready for it yet. You're not the type of person. You haven't become the type of person. You haven't become You haven't become the type of person yet to be able to handle that. Right. To be able to do the thing. To be able to have the success that you want to have. See, I just did that. I did the thing.
You're too cool.
Come on.
That's why it's so important to be. And one thing, I didn't even send you the series, is like the way you do that is you continue to grow. You just continue to grow. Just continue to grow. And literally one day, it all compounds, which read Atomic Habits, because it speaks about that. So just continue to grow. Continue to work on yourself, because you are so valuable. Like, I don't even think you guys understand. Like, everything you actually desire in life and want from life lies in you first. And that's where it's all locked away, and that's why you do need to become, because you need to understand, who am I? And once you do that, literally, like, I genuinely believe nobody can stop me. Nobody.
No, they can't.
Only if I allow you to stop me. Because I now know who I am, but even more so than that, because you guys know I love Jesus, I know whose I am. And there's nothing that Jesus cannot do, God cannot do. And if that's whose image and likeness I was made in, that also means there's nothing that I cannot do. And now that I have this understanding and I move differently, it doesn't mean that I don't still get, imposter syndrome at time and doubts at time, because like, I'm human. But I make the intentional decision to not stay there. There's a law, and I need to remember what it's called, but it's basically the law of, if something's left to itself, it will... I
know what you're talking about. He talked about it, Myron. Yeah.
Yes, if something's left to itself, it will, I don't know what the word to use, deteriorate or like destroy itself. So that's why, like, it is a daily thing, and even why the Bible speaks of, like, in terms of when you connect with Jesus, it has to be a daily thing. Because if you leave yourself to yourself, finished. Finished.
It's just like a garden. Like, a garden's going to overgrow if you leave it and you don't tend to it.
Right. We're giving them a lot of good stuff in this one.
You're lucky. Well done.
I think I prefer part 2. What are you?
I prefer part 2 as well.
Part 2, yeah. So yeah, like, that's why you can't leave yourself to yourself. But yeah, okay, we're gonna wrap this up now. That was amazing.
Yes. Should I just like speed run over what else happened in the journey?
Oh, okay, go for it. I really need to pee.
What else actually happened? I'll make it quick. Do you want to go now? Actually,
I've been holding it in. Yeah, I don't want to stop your play. You good?
You sure? Am I good? Are you good? Are you actually good?
No, I'm good, but I don't want to interrupt your flow.
I was literally just gonna wrap it up and say,
okay.
Sure. I was gonna wrap it up and say, yeah, literally from that part where I said, look, I'm gonna change this to a podcast agency. No, don't do that. You don't need any more of that, love. You want more?
Thirsty.
But you wanna decide.
Just continue.
Alright, cool. She will hold it. Yeah. So I wanted to. No, you distracted me now. Go. Because I know that you need to go as well. I know you need to go, and you're making it worse. Nah, go man. So let me just speed run you through like everything that happened kind of at that point, because I know we need to wrap up soon.
Yeah.
So after I'd hired the accountant, hired the 2 editors, then we just started. There's not too much between that actually. We just started to grow, bring more clients on board, learn lessons, lost clients, gain clients.
Talk about it.
I mean, losing clients, I learn a lot more from losing clients and gaining clients, because it's like, okay, that's what I was doing wrong. And matter of fact, there was one client that I lost actually. Big up them, because they were actually a good client as well. But it was my fault. No, it was my responsibility to sort out what was happening, but it wasn't necessarily my fault.
Right,
so essentially, my editor was supposed to do something for a particular time and multiple things for particular times, and he was just falling behind, right? But that is not my client's fault.
It's yours.
It's my editor's fault.
Yeah.
But it's my responsibility to fix it. So it's not always your fault, but it's always your responsibility to fix it as a business owner.
Yeah.
So that's what I realized when, like, the client was basically saying, okay, love you, what you're doing, it's amazing, but it's just not working, innit?
Yeah.
It's just not working because we needed this for this time and that for that time, and then it just wasn't ready. Like, what's going on?
Them as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like it makes them seem like they're not on point when we're not on point, right. And we're supposed to be more on point than them. And again, they have to take
the responsibility as well.
Exactly. And then another thing that I realized as well is that they weren't always getting stuff to me on time. Or to my team on time, so it wasn't easy for my team to even do it in the first place. Working but even still, my responsibility is to make sure that they have the right systems in place to be able to do that. Right. How do I make it easier for them to do it?
Right.
So that there's no slip ups whatsoever. So how do I take even more control out of their hands and put it in our hands so that we can get them much better results? Yeah. Because even with lead generation, right? What I realized because you learn different things for each different thing that you do. Yeah. So when I was doing lead generation, I realized that even when it comes to generating these leads, even if I generate these leads, I realized the clients were taking like 2 days to respond to them. Do you know how quick you're supposed to respond to a lead?
How quick?
In minutes.
Yeah, because people's attention spans are.
In minutes. Because if, let's say for example, someone signed up for something, right? Let's say for example, you wanted this like a, I don't know, like grow your triceps program, right? In like 2 days.
What's wrong with my triceps?
Ain't nothing wrong with your triceps. I was just trying to pick a body part that was great, and that wasn't gonna hurt nobody's feelings. Let's say for example, you wanted a tricep strengthening program, right? Or like some sort of tricep strengthening exercise. Like some personal trainer that was offering it. Yeah. Then you sign up for it. And then let's say, for example, 2 minutes later, someone called you, said, "Oh, we noticed that you signed up for this thing. How are you, Nashada? We noticed that you signed up for this thing. Are you ready to have a conversation?" Well, you must be. You just on your phone, right? So they'll have a conversation with you. But if they called you a day later or 2 days later, you'll be like, "Who's this? When I signed up for this? I don't remember this."
Solid.
And they weren't doing any follow up or anything like that. So there was no, like, me doing the lead generation. They're not going to see the return. They could be like, "Okay, look, we're not seeing a return on this. You're not seeing a return on this because you're not doing the work needed." So that's when I realized you have to take it out of the client's hand. But that's one of the things I learned from losing the client. But then here we are now. The previous month, I just been building a system or building the correct systems in place for my editors and my clients as well.
Can I share? Or keep that?
Yeah, essentially, like, it's literally just a way that my editors can communicate with me and my clients effectively, so that we know what process everything, or what stage in the process everything is at every point in time. So before, it was like, okay, what stage is this at? What stage is that at? What stage is this client at? Are they onboarded? Are they not onboarded? What do we have to do? Is that everything documented? Everything was all over the place. So I said, "Jonathan, this is too much for your head. You need it all somewhere where it's actually all organized." And then I organized it in a platform called ClickUp. And funnily enough, one of my clients, the one who I had a monthly analytics kind of consultancy call with,
I said, "You're totally great."
Yeah, I said, "That's totally great." Essentially, they have a podcast, and the CEO of ClickUp, or someone on ClickUp that works at the ClickUp team, asked to be on that podcast. And that is just what I had just done that system and built that system on.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it? It's crazy. So that's kind of where we are now. This month I'm doing a little bit more system stuff because there's still some things I need to iron out. But it's a lot better than it was before. The editors like it, and the clients like it, and I like it. And that's all really important things. So yeah, it's going well, and Purpose-Led's going well as well.
Nice. Don't give us too much on that because I'm going to get Purpose-Led.
Oh yeah, me and Rob are going to come on. If you want me and Rob to come on, just let us know, innit?
I'm getting them on anyway because I love
them. So we're going
to
come on regardless,
so much, so they have to come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really proud of you. Like, you're doing, and even on that, I want you to give me one reason why you're proud of you.
Why I'm proud of me? Good question. I like that, and I got a very good answer for it. Because I said I did what I said I was going to do. I did what I said I was going to do. Like, I said I was going to build a business for myself, or build a business, matter of fact, to provide value to people. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm successful in my eyes. I'm successful. So that's why I'm proud of myself.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay, so we have two traditions on this podcast. I want you to give a piece of advice to Gen Z and Gen Alpha, which is the one
Who's
coming
that?
after.
I don't know who they are. Who's that?
Gen Alpha.
What age is that right now?
I'm sorry, like
10 to 18?
Yeah, like every generation is apparently 20. Am I bugging? Let's research it.
Isn't Gen Z 18 to 27 or something? Or 18 to 20? So it's like 10 years.
Yeah, Gen Alpha is... Okay, Gen Z currently includes all children born in or after born in or after 2010. That's incorrect. No, that's Generation Alpha. Yeah.
Okay. So is there any information or any
Sorry, I'm too tired.
advice I give to these people?
Too tired for this. Yeah, Gen Alpha is the ones coming after us because that's what the podcast is about.
I know what I'll say to them. I'll probably say the same
thing. This
thing.
could be in the area of like podcast and personal brand agency. I'm sure there's going to be people that are in there, or just generic, just anything you want to say.
I've got stuff that will filter down into everything. So
Okay,
like, let's say for example, generation Gen Z, you'll probably see everybody around you has got a Bentley, has got a Rari, is in Dubai, is in Dubes, is in all these big places and living some high life. Yeah. Or so you think. But all is not what it seems. A lot of the time, and also your time will come. You have your own journey. Yeah. So don't think that you're behind it. You're Gen Z. You're like, you're not even halfway through what average life is. Yeah. You haven't even hit the midlife crisis stage, and let's not even get onto midlife crisis because that's another conversation. But you have time. Stop thinking that you're running out of time. You have time. You have time. Please remember that. Yeah. And then Generation Alpha, for them, man, environment. Your environment will actually determine your future. And matter of fact, just not just your environment as in your friends. Like, obviously, show me your 5 friends. Or show no. Your environment is in the content you consume, because what you tune into, you turn into. So make sure that you're actually filtering down the stuff that you consume so that you can actually create your environment. And stuff you consume can be video, it can be music, it can be audio, it could be the podcast you listen to. If you listen to certain types of music, with 808s, like the actual, the vibration of 808s, is at a very low vibe. Someone says, oh, he's got low vibes. It's a real thing, like low vibes, low vibrational music is 808s. 808s is the time like, like you see, you know what I mean? A beatbox said, I mean.
You actually?
No. Okay. Not at all. So 808s is like the low bass. That's a low vibration. And it's like, then people talk about vibrations and that, but it's real life. Yeah. Like that stuff isn't great for you, your mind and all that kind of stuff. Just listen to stuff that uplifts you, right? Listen to anything that uplifts you. I like gospel. Yeah. I like podcasts that are going to uplift me. Purpose-led is great. I've heard. To them. Do you know what I mean? You do.
Yeah, I love you. I love you guys.
Amazing. But yeah, basically just cultivate your environment, and that's what you listen to, what you see, and the people around you, and the areas that you're in, because you can actually control the areas you're in. You can't control your household, but you can control the areas that you spend your time in if you're obviously outside of school and such.
I don't know why I really just love that. Sorry, as you're talking, I'm pondering it, because obviously automatically when you say environment, you're going to think of like your external surroundings. The reason why it makes sense to not focus on that first is because once you do all the things that you said, so whether that's the music, podcast, videos, naturally you're naturally just going to start going into those environments. Like I realized today, like obviously I'm starting to go to a lot more networking events. But I feel like I've always had the desire to, but I feel like I've only actually done it now that I've become a certain type of person, and that's obviously been by tuning into podcasts, YouTube videos, all of this great stuff. So environment's really what you tune into. That's deep.
Real life.
That's so good.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. I'm taking that on. And then the second what's that thing called? Tradition. Is what advice do you have for me?
Oh, for you? I just give you advice all the time though, so what, you want to say something different?
Just analyse Nashada, where she's at, what she's doing, anything. Advice, encouragement, pray, anything.
Keep being you.
Okay.
Because no one like you.
Period.
Don't do that.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
Don't say sorry. There you go. There's no one like you, so keep being you, because you're the reason that people are around you is because you are you.
Okay. Love you guys.
Right. The reason people are around you is because you are you, right? So keep doing that, and the right people will just continue to come around you. And the right opportunities will continue to present themselves to you, and keep being unapologetically you. That's why I said don't say sorry. You can say period if you want, because I know you want to say it. There you go. Keep being unapologetically you. Don't say sorry.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of the Generations podcast. Thank you, Jonathan, for coming on. This 2-part series has been absolutely amazing, like transformational, and I know I'll be listening to it again. So I'll see you on the next episode, guys, and stay building.
Love. Building. That was really good.
Stop attacking my hand.
Boom. Bullet.